Hello, it is live and it's 7:15, and you know what that means? That I'm committing to myself to share my gift once again. And I'm so excited because it's building my consistency muscle. And I'm so grateful for those that would join us tonight. Thank you so much, Danetta. I see you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want those to know you're in for a treat tonight, because tonight is all about you taking back your power. Taking your power back. We are free will people. Hey. Yes. We are free will people. Thank you so much, those who joined us on this Saturday night, 7:15 live. Hi, Auntie. Thank you so much for joining us. I want us to be empowered. I'm on the planet to empower. My whole life work starts with empowerment. And one of the things I want to share with you tonight, because I want all of us to be free to make choices for our lives and to transform the outcomes of our lives. How many of you out there are feeling stuck tonight? I love you too, Auntie. Hello. Yes, I love you too. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Stevine, for joining. Yes. I tell you, indecision. I want to talk about decision. I want to take you to this place of indecision, because that's the culprit of you being stuck. As a free will, energetic human being, when we are in indecision, we feel stuck. We're not going left, we're not going right, and people say, "Oh, I'm on the fence." It is really, really important that you understand what being on the fence means when life calls you to make a choice. Being on the fence means that as long as I'm on the fence, my energy is seeking out, because I'm not committing to anything. And when I'm not committing to anything, that means I'm not exerting energy in either direction. And my energy continues to seek out, until we end up helpless. I know many of you. Hello, Stevine. Hello. We don't understand that when we are in indecision, we nullify our power. We start to feel helpless. How many of you know what that feels like when you haven't made a choice? Maybe it's a choice to leave that job that no longer respects you. Maybe it's the choice to walk away from a relationship that doesn't serve your highest and greatest good. And you stay until you have no energy even to make a decision to leave. So that's why it's so important. It's so important that we choose. That's how God created us. It's to be a free will being. And if we're not exercising our choice, then we are de-energizing ourselves until we are making ourselves powerless. I want you to no longer be powerless. What is that decision that you're feeling stuck in? Think about it for 1 minute. What is that decision that you're feeling stuck in? And look at that area where you're unwilling to make a decision. I'm telling you, it's very, very dangerous when we don't decide. Indecision is a decision not to decide. Decide no or yes. Indecision takes what we call the catabolic energy, the lowest level of energy, and it makes us a victim of our circumstances. We become a victim of our circumstances when we don't make a decision. And when you become a victim of your circumstance, you become indifferent. You become apathetic about your life. You show up at work, I don't even care anymore. You're not giving out any energy of doing anything. You're just showing up because you know you need to make a decision to leave. And I want you to understand that if you make that decision in the face of fear, because fear shows up. I understand. I get it. I get it. But when you don't make a decision in the face of fear, you're deciding to be powerless. And they can treat you any way they want on that job. Yes. Yes. Why am I being left out? Why am I being overlooked? Because you knew 10 years ago you should have made a decision to leave, and you allowed fear to take your power. As long as you're in indecision, my sisters and my brothers, you give your power away. You give your power away to fear. You give your power away to circumstances. You give your power away to someone else's story for your life. And you have left your life on the table, and then you will end up with a lot of regret. And we don't want regret. I know I don't. I'm going to give you a tip and tool. I tell you every night I'm going to give you something practical. One of the things that I've always used for myself for many years, I have made decisions and I'm like, okay, what's the worst possible outcome? What can happen? And when I'm okay with the worst possible outcome, then I'm okay with the decision. You have to own your power. Hi, Catherine. So glad to see you. You have to own your power and make the decision. Because as long as you're in indecision, you don't trust your own power to choose anymore. It's nothing to play with, guys. Yes, no. There's no such thing as on the fence. Because when you're on the fence, you're in indecision. And indecision drains your power. It leaves you apathetic. It leaves you feeling helpless and a victim to your circumstances. When you are called to be powerless and own your story. And when you own your story, you take accountability for every decision that you make. And when you take accountability for every decision you make, you're taking accountability for the outcome of that decision. Be empowered and decide. So if you're with me tonight and you know that you need to make a decision, maybe it's a decision around your health, and you're not choosing either way to do anything about something that continues to come up, and you know you need to make a decision about it. Maybe your decision is to go to the doctor and stop ignoring it. That might save you. Yes. I don't know why I said that, but that might save you. I'm just going to allow whatever is supposed to come out of my mouth. Make the decision. Go and get that checkup. Go and look to see what's going on. Go and look and see what's going on with your body. Don't be in indecision. It drains your energy. It have you in a victim mentality. The relationship. You've been in a relationship. How many of you know people that have been in a relationship for 20 years and you're like, how in the world are they still there? They became a victim of being in this, of their circumstances because they would not decide one way or the other. So 20 years have gone and 30 years have gone and they have not lived their life, and they never knew what it meant, what it was like to be in a relationship where they were loved fully and was able to give love fully because they stayed in the relationship that drained them. Indecision is not a good thing, guys. It's not a good thing. It robs you. It robs you. So if you're going to make the choice, choose it. And all with choice comes commitment. And with commitment comes a energy. Some energy comes from somewhere to move, to impact your actions. So make a decision. Even if the decision is no. Maybe your decision is no, I'm going to stay at the job. If you make a decision to say no, I'm not going to leave, I'm going to stay, at least you can now go to another level of energy, say I'm going to be of service. You see how that works? As long as you're in indecision, you're not going to be of service, you're not going to be of any good. Yes, indecision robs you. Yes, choose and then make a commitment. As long as you are in indecision, you can't even trust yourself. You're holding up the mirror and say, I don't trust you to decide for you. I don't trust you to know what's best for your life. Oh, so I'll give you my life decisions over to my job, or to that relationship that has drained you, or to circumstances when you know you should be deciding. Are you guys going to decide? I made some very, 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 very challenging decisions in my life. I made them. And as a result of me making them, my life has transformed. When you're not making your decision, your life could spiral right on down to depression. Yes. A lot of the depression may be due to people not making a decision. I promise you, if you're making a decision, even to be mad, get mad. You can get mad at the situation. Like, look, I'm no longer going to tolerate this. I'm done with this. If you get angry and make a decision, at least you move to the next level. You're no longer a victim. You are going to do something about it. Anger propels us to move. I know it's done that for me. How many of you who have ever been angry? Angry enough to do something about it. That's what I say. Get angry enough not to go talking to people about it, wanting the people's buy-in about it, or want people to blame the other person. But no, get angry enough to do something about your circumstance. I love what I do. I love what I do. I believe that all of heaven will back you when you make a choice. All of heaven will back you when you make a choice, because we're created to be free-willed beings. Free will beings. When I made a decision, when I visited, yes, that's right, angry enough to act. When I visited Maui for a retreat, and I got on that plane, on the plane ride home, everything in me knew that I was going to make a decision to move to Maui. How do you know if you made a decision? It's not something that you just think about. Oh, I made a decision. Yeah, I decided that I'm going to do that. Only way you know that you have made a decision is that you have backed that decision up with an action in the direction of the decision. The only way I could have talked about I made a decision to move to Maui on the plane, coming back from Hawaii, all the way back, and got back and still telling people I made a decision. But it wasn't until I wrote my resignation. I sat there and I wrote my resignation. The day I got into the office, I turned it in. I backed my decision with action. And the more powerful the decision, the more powerful action you have to make to back that decision. The level of decision and the level of action are hand in hand. You can't make a decision here and act here. That's out of alignment. It's out of alignment. You're just going out of whatever. But when you make a decision and your actions line up, you are moving that ball in the right direction. Decide and act. Decide and act. And you will move to the place that your heart is calling you to. And when you decide and you act, take responsibility. Look in that mirror and take responsibility for your actions. I promise you, you'll start feeling empowered. That victim mentality will be gone, because you chose what was good for you. That's love. We think that when we stay in indecision, stay in relationships that don't serve us, that minimize us, that beat us down, that's love. That is not love. That is not love. Because when you love yourself, you don't treat yourself in that way. You don't treat yourself, and you're doing the other person a disservice. You stay in a relationship that you know you don't want to be in, but you're holding on. You want to be somewhere else, but you're holding on. So guess what? You're stopping that person as well. So you both are in a deadlock of indecision, and after a while you're depressed. You hate one another. You hate even coming home to one another. I didn't know I was going to do a marriage teaching tonight or a relationship teaching tonight. But I want you guys to be powerful, because decision is power. So say that with me. Decision is power. One more time. Decision is power. It could be yes or no. Whatever that decision is power. Indecision is de-energizing and makes me powerless. It makes me stop trusting myself. It makes me stop standing up for myself and what's best for me, for my highest and greatest good. We play God in our relationships and our job. Well, if I leave, then what? God can handle every circumstance. You are not God. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. God, get out of the way. That's what he's saying. Just get out of the way. Maybe you are the hindrance because of your indecision. Game on. I'm going to sign off. Saturday Night Live. Be empowered and decide tonight. Thank you, guys. I honor your presence. Each one that showed up tonight with me. And those that will listen to this, because I know it's going to be setting people free. They're going to make the decision tonight. God bless. Peace out. Game on. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining.